Hello and welcome everybody to tonight's fantastic dinosaur action. As you can see, I'm here and I'm in front of that fantastic thumbnail, and the thumbnail art, it just didn't feel quite right to impose myself over it. But just before I started, I realized it features a cat, Roxanne, there, and I am wearing the Grumpy Cat. This is my happy face shirt. Fantastic stuff. It just literally a happy accident, but it is not an accident. The potential of this dinosaur deck on Arena, in Explorer, or Pioneer, this list would be the same if I took it to my local game store or played it on Magic the Gathering Online, anything like that. If anybody is wondering, anybody is new, I do only play dinosaurs ever, pretty much, unless it is a quest requiring me to cast, 30 white spells or something like that. Otherwise, all dinos, all the time, and usually always destruction. However, tonight is going to be even more destruction. My goodness. Starting off with this. A little bit of targeted interaction damage whenever Roxanne Starfall Savant enters the battlefield or attacks. 2 instances, 2 different times. We create a tapped colorless meteorite token. When it enters, 2 damage to any target. I love it. Bam, straightforward. And it taps for a mana of any color. However, when we tap an artifact token for mana, we get to add an additional mana of any type that it produced. So it's like every single meteorite taps for 2 mana. That's going to accelerate things out, going to accelerate my game plan. The namesake, Stampede Dinosaurs, trying to get to 8 mana to cast Ghalta, but as many of you know, along the way, we might play Tyrranax Rex the turn before Ghalta. Tyrranax Rex and also Vaultborn Tyrant, lovely big dinosaurs. They pack a punch. That's a pretty good plan B. It's so good. It's basically like a plan A. You get to cast these big creatures ahead of schedule, and the opponent squirms quite a bit. Roxanne just does a little bit extra, elevates the possibility, an additional chance to see some ramp. Will I always use it forever? Probably not the case. I could see myself using Kiora Behemoth Beckoner. I won't get into that too much. I'm going to feature her tomorrow night, talk about it, but it's safe to say this will stay. The -1 to untap a permanent, as Kiora Behemoth Beckoner is used in Mono Green Devotion. Pretty much the only place it's used in, but that cares about key lands. Nykthos, Shrine to Nyx, tap it for a bunch of green equal to your devotion, and then you untap it and you tap it again, and as Mono Green Devotion does, they have boatloads of mana. But also it matters quite a bit because I care about a specific land. Sunken Citadel, tapping for 2 mana for a land with an activated ability. If I have 1 Sunken, I tap it for 2 green, I go Kiora to untap Sunken, tap it again, and now I have 4 green for a land with an activated ability. Boom! Castle Garenbrig right there. 2 of any color and 2 green to tap it to make 6. So with 1 Sunken, Kiora, and Castle Garenbrig, I could make 6 mana. With nothing else out. I don't have to rely on having some dorks, the old growth troll, the Cavalier of Thorns, get all that devotion. It's just boom. Boom. We make a lot. Of course, I would have to have a 3rd land to play Kiora, but you get the idea how amazing that can be. Kiora just helping. It's like a Kiora is a 2nd Sunken Citadel if I don't have one out, and sometimes that's the case. I start off with a hand that's Sunken Citadel, a Forest, and Castle Garenbrig. I would feel very, very happy with that. If it was Kiora, Kiora is kind of like another Archdruid's Charm, in a sense, a little bit. Searching to put a land onto the battlefield, or a creature, or maybe deal damage to a creature. But for the most part, this is used to assemble the specific combination of lands that I use to accelerate out all those big creatures. And yeah, more card draw, thumbs up, thumbs up. I get ahead with Kiora pretty much every turn after I play it. It's not like it's a temporary treasure. It just lines up exactly what I want to be doing. But back to Roxanne is, oh, it's just so lovely having another creature with an awesome enter the battlefield effect. If I haven't played it yet, this just enters with Ghalta Stampede Tyrant, putting every creature onto the battlefield if it makes sense to do so. I can choose them specifically, but it also has 4 power, synergizing with that Vaultborn Tyrant. Whenever a creature with power 4 or greater enters, we draw a card, and we also draw a card off Kiora. We refill our hand. If we dump it, chances are we're going to get pretty much everything back, or at least draw 4, 5 cards. That's definitely within the realm of possibility with this list, especially with Kiora. I could play this, then play Vaultborn Tyrant the turn after Kiora, draw a card with Kiora and Vaultborn itself enters when a Vaultborn would enter after Kiora. I'm drawing 2 cards, gaining 3 life, and the opponent is just going to be scratching their head, wishing they had not run into this even better potential dinosaur deck. Otherwise, everything is, well, it's mostly the same. Pick your poison. For Orzhov Vampires, Izzet Phoenix, which continues to not be too much of a problem. However, 1 green to get rid of the Ledger Shredder that the Izzet Phoenix opponent plays on turn 2. Well, that would be pretty good. The list, as always, in the description. Yeah, I say we would jump right into it. Man, it's going to be good. Hopefully I get to face off against some Mono Green Devotion, devastate them. Although they can explode quite a bit, it's going to be interesting. They play Kiora, I play Kiora, and we just race. Pretty tense. Fun to watch. At least it's fun for me. Alright. Oh, blue something, black something. Do I like this? Well, a little bit. We got Sylvan Scrying, but I have a sense that's going to be some sort of funny business with this Jace avatar. They're going to have some counter spells, or yeah. That's a lot better. It's almost infinitely better, I would say. Yeah, send Palani's Hatchet to the bottom. Again, I sense it's Izzet Phoenix. Okay. But definitely 2 Sunken Citadels. We only need a Castle Garenbrig or a Sylvan Scrying to dig for Castle Garenbrig, and we should be in a very, very good position. Oh, there's the forest. Very good. I have to maintain the 2nd Sunken as green, just in case I draw Archdruid's Charm next turn. With this forest, I will have the 3 green needed for Archdruids. It would feel very bad if I wasn't able to cast it. And fortunately, this Izzet Phoenix opponent, they didn't play the Ledger Shredder on turn 2. I'll take it. Less chances to connive and discard. Good. Oh, we're in a very good position. Oh, well, okay. I'll play that Sunken for red. Now, chances are, potentially I could have drawn Castle Garenbrig next turn. I'll be kicking myself. It would have been better to play the forest that turn, and then a potential Castle Garenbrig would have entered untapped. Okay, we'll get there sometime, eventually. I would imagine we should be seeing 1 Castle Garenbrig, 1 Sylvan Scrying, or 1 Archdruid's Charm any time now. 1 of 12 things, you got to admit, there's a pretty good chance 1 of 12 is coming up quite soon. Or Kiora as well. I mean, could play it. Chances are it might die to Arclight Phoenix plus the Ledger Shredder, especially if they get 2 Arclight Phoenixes out. Although that is a very good point. Kiora, very scary, possibly. The opponent could send some aggression towards it, and then, well, it saves me a little bit. Maybe I'm able to make all the mana I need, so I don't have to worry too much. I buy myself time. I'm not sad that Kiora gets destroyed. 1 of 12 things is about to happen, and it's not going to be the Sylvan Scrying or the Arcdruid or the castle itself. If it is Castle Garenbrig, the opponent would just be dead if they don't have a counter spell, which would be quite hilarious. If I draw castle itself, boom, dead, done. It's over, which is pretty cool to say. I must admit, the potential of getting one thing and poof. Oh, it's addictive. Okay. What did I say? Keith, you're the good luck charm. And anybody else watching right now, later on, yeah, that's pretty cool, especially because it's live. Now the opponent has to kill us this turn. If they do their regular thing, which is casting multiple spells to try and get the Arclight Phoenix from the graveyard onto the battlefield, that means they've spent a bunch of mana on their turn to try to do their thing, and they could just naturally be mostly tapped out. All right, strap yourselves in.
Call an ambulance! Call an ambulance! But not for me!
Did they get a Phoenix? Nope, they still don't have a Phoenix. Oh boy. Oh boy. Spend the mana. Do it. Do it. Even with Prof's addictic... Why is that a tongue twister? Prof's addictic memory. Oh, it doesn't matter. Making things big, who cares? Who cares? Good game.
Ruthless aggression.
You die. Look at this. Look at this. You're too slow. Peace. Good night. Done. They don't have haste, but I don't care because they're not going to deal enough damage next turn anyways, I don't think. Or maybe not. I don't know. A worthy effort. Absolutely a worthy effort. I don't know about you. Are they dealing 50? I'm pretty sure they're not going to be able to deal 64 damage next turn. Well, you know what I don't need? I don't need Sylvan Scrying. I don't need a Kiora.
Bazinga!
There you go. Yeah, it was pretty cool to predict. Like I say, don't get yourself down. Picture what could happen, the possibilities of it happening, drawing a specific thing, or drawing something that gets you a specific thing. And all right. Do I like Pick Your Poison? Again, like I mentioned, 1 green to take out an early Ledger Shredder, or the very problematic Prof's Addictic Memory. It put 6 counters onto the Picklock Prankster. That's not good. I don't like that. So maybe Pick Your Poison could take out up early Profs. We don't have to worry about the permanent increase in power with counters they put at the beginning of combat. 1/1 counters onto a creature for each card drawn after the first one. Something like that. But we're going to do Pick Your Poison. Oh, yeah, that was awesome. Oh, it's so good. Man, stunned. Topiary Stomper will trim that, and I forgot to mention that Topiary was in here. It's a creature. It gets me ahead by 1 forever. And it's a creature with 4 power for Kiora, drawing a card. That's it. That's basically it. Yeah. Bazinga. There you go. Would have aimed to do it again, and Yeah. Okay. Hope the opponent isn't too fast, but pick your poison, you have to imagine, is going to slow them down, hopefully enough. That hand would, well, it's not going to do a whole lot of anything. And then it just got better. Okay. It is a little bit better to put Palani's Hatcher to the bottom. It has 3 toughness. That would die to a Fiery Impulse, where Regisaur Alpha with 4 toughness would not die to Fiery Impulse. So there is the chance that Regisaur Alpha could stick around. A little bit. Oh, okay. Well, no, they're dead. Maybe. Let's not get ahead of myself. But we're looking at 7 mana. But yeah, definitely taking a little page out of Kiora. I haven't really used it much before. A little in the past. Oh, there's that nasty profs. Okay. We're not done for yet. Let's not get too excited here. Yeah, I guess a little page out of Mono Green Devotion. Yeah, go Overgrown Tomb. Now we have enough mana to get him. Yeah. Do they have a Phoenix in the graveyard? If they don't, they might be done. They don't even have Ledger Shredder. Even if those 1/1 counters are put on the Ledger Shredder next turn, it's not going to be connecting with us. We'll be casting Vaultborn Tyrant, and I could go Tyrranax Rex. I'll probably go Vaultborn just to pad the life total a little bit, gain 3 life, and yeah, Kiora untapping a permanent, but specifically Sunken. So good. More card draw, get ahead, boom. Now, would they have a counter spell? Maybe. They have mana untapped. So you know what you do against an opponent with mana untapped, and some of that mana is blue? You do this, and then they can't do anything. Do you have Disdainful Stroke in your hand? 1 and a blue to counter a spell with mana value 4 or greater? We're about to find out if they discard it, but they might just concede here.
But you can't do this to me.
You know how much I sacrificed?
They sacrificed maybe some of their turns, holding up the mana to do something to me, but they can't, ever. The way I got to that 7 was a land, and you can't counter a land. They could destroy it. They can't counter, kill it. Okay. There you go. What can they do for 1? Oh, they're doing the whatchamacallit. Oh, they totally had a counter, Keith. 100%. It is nice and feels quite comfortable and good doing that, knowing they had that mana up. Oh, look, they're tapped out and they're dead. Ooh, ouch. Oh boy. Smelled that counter a mile away. And then they have to squirm. You do something they can't do anything about, and it makes them spend some mana, play some creatures, dig frantically for something or anything. Well, we don't have to worry about, where is it in their graveyard? They don't have removal in their graveyard, but the Fiery Impulse, the Lightning Axe is mostly useless, and this deck always has that. Drawing into it, killing your early creatures, well, that stuff can just sit in their hand. That's good. Right, maybe it's going to be another Izzet Phoenix. Might also trim Topiary Stomper. But yeah, definitely Roxanne isn't needed. There's something that would probably be more beneficial, a single copy of something, than the single copy of Roxanne. This hand, 1 forest, no. way better. One of the lands is a Sunken plus a Forest and Archdruid's Charm. Big time keep. Send a Carnage Tyrant to the bottom. Of course, I could draw a Ghalta, and I have one in my hand, but now I don't have to worry. Oh, this is Izzet Ensoul artifact. We could be smacked for 5 coming up if they play the land and then enchant that map token. Cross your fingers that doesn't happen, but Ensoul artifact enchanting a non-creature artifact and making it a 5/5. Okay, phew. It's good. This particular deck didn't get their nut draw. I guess. Oh, Sylvan Scrying. They have a counter, but we have to try something and hope they don't. But I'm sure they do. Okay. We tried our best. It is unfortunate we have to worry about Stubborn Denial, which, could be used by myself. I have a lot of creatures that meet the ferocious requirement. If you control a creature with power 4 or greater, you just counter a non-creature spell. For 1 blue, non-creature spell countered. Instant, sorcery, planeswalker, all of that. If they hadn't countered Sylvan Scrying, they might have been mostly dead-ish. We probably would have found an opening. They would have tapped out a little bit on their turn, and then maybe I was able to go with Archdruids, but the Shrapnel Blast is also not great. I faced this before, and it is deadly, finishing us off quite nicely. And well, that would finish off our chances, I think. Especially if they have another one. I think they might have another Shrapnel Blast in their hand. I sense it. Oh boy. And now the question becomes, okay, well. I used up all my good graces with the algorithm, the previous match. It went so fantastically. That's a joke, but that's alright. Nothing I haven't faced before. Pick your poison seems pretty devastating. This deck is only full of creatures with flying and artifacts. So it could be good. Of course, if I choose an artifact, this Izzet Ensoul artifact player would just probably sacrifice a clue to that. I wouldn't be able to target the Gleaming Gear Drake or something like that. But it still could be nice. Leyline of Sanctity, dodging the Shrapnel Blast. Is that a good thing? We bring this in to basically stop only 4 cards in the deck. I don't know about that. Oh, pick your poison is... yeah. Absolutely. Topiary Stomper. Trim that. 1 Kiora. Yeah. Of course, I have 4 copies of Kiora. If I use Kiora, when I continue to use it, it's going to stay 4 copies. It is so amazing and impactful for my game plan. I want to see it as much as possible. But, if I'm sideboarding, trim 1. I still have 3. It's pretty good. Should be good. I could trim Roxanne. Roxanne could just go completely away, maintain the 4 Kioras because, like I mentioned, it's so good. I want to see it as much as I can. This would be seeing a loss, I think. A big loss if I kept it. Well, that's quite a bit better. Counter spells. Nah, 1 Kiora. Gone. I want to maintain Vaultborn and Tyrranax Rex, even though Vaultborn could get countered, and maybe I would want a counter spell burnt on the first Kiora, meaning maybe the second would resolve, and then I would get to do my good stuff. But now, this is going to be good stuff. Spend 2. Do it. Oh my. Yep. That's what we want. If I draw land next turn, they might be dead-ish. It has to be sunken. I was very tempted to grab Cavern of Souls, but no, it wouldn't have been so great. Okay. See if they hold up mana. Then watch out. See what I draw. It could be a Sunken. I would play that. Hold up mana for Archdruids. Respond after they spend a decent bit. And... this is interesting. We should be safe to Sylvan Scrying, I would think. Good. Yeah, Sylvan Scrying for Cavern of Souls. I imagine this would be... Oh, it's not countered. Oh, this is interesting. Deadly. Oh boy. Probably send a bunch of... Good. What was I talking about? I think Kiora is going to be safe, hopefully. Even if it's not. I've drawn a ton of aggression, and I've gotten that Cavern of Souls. They're probably going to expend some sort of resources towards Kiora. Or maybe not. Huh. Alright. I'm just going to go Vaultborn Tyrant, gain some life, and then they're not going to be recovering from this. We're just going to naturally draw into Ghalta, Stampede Tyrant, or more Vaultborns, and I feel pretty good about that. I'm able to play the second Vaultborn and draw 2 cards, gain 6 life. I assume Kiora is going to be dead here. Inti, the Seneschal of the Sun, is going to crew the Smuggler's Copter, and that's going to send the 3 damage towards Kiora. Gotta be. Oh, big. Just set it up. Don't go crazy. Don't try to dig with Archdruids to find Ghalta. Get the Vaultborn down. Get the life gain going. And bury him. Play it a little bit safer. Yeah. I'll probably exile the Ginger Boot. Possibly with the Archdruid's Charm. But again, I can just play Vaultborn, gain 6 life. Yeah. I kind of want to make the Ginger Brute go away. Exiling that guy also feels good. Oh? Ginger Brute would deal 6. But I'd gain 6. Let's do it. Ooh. If at any point they try to kill a Vaultborn, they're not going to kill a Vaultborn, because, well, then I would make a copy and gain more life. Yes, it is. It is pretty nice, isn't it? They're not dealing 20. Oh, cool. Vaultborn blocks Darksteel Citadel forever. It's going to crew the Smuggler's Copter, but that's okay. Should be alright. I might get rid of Ginger Brute. We'll see. Or I play the 3rd Vaultborn and gain 9 life. That's pretty cool. Huh. Oh boy. Ghalta. Oh, that's not Ghalta. I almost have enough to search for Ghalta and player. But no, we'll just go with the good old Vaultborn. Gain 9. That's fine. This should get us Ghalta, you would think. Oh, no, still. Nope. Well, pick your poison. We're going to make him sacrifice an enchantment. If it was an artifact, that artifact probably would just be Smugglers. So either Ginger Brute or the Darksteel Citadel goes down. Which is good for me. Oh, they discover 3. That might not be... Oh, the Ensoul artifact. Not too bad. The smuggler's copter getting pretty darn big. You should be able to smack him, I hope. Take a good chunk off. I mean, I think we're safe. We have a Vaultborn to block. And like I say, they're not going to kill it. They probably can't. At the most, to be smugglers, which could be crude to be more powerful, I believe. But we got 7. That's not happening. I think they're getting a little bit worried. 5 damage is not enough. They deal 5, but I gain 9. That doesn't line up. Ooh, okay. You know what? I'll try for the Archdruid's Charm. Let's search for somebody good. I want to see if they have a counter spell. There's the Ghalta. The good old Ghalta. Now let's gain another 9 and kill him.
You have no power here.
Oh boy. I'm surprised they haven't conceded yet. There you go. I don't know. A bunch of creatures have to block if they even want to save themselves, but I don't think they can. If they double block any Vaultborn Tyrant, that's not good. Ugh. I'm about to gain 9 more life. You can't do that. Ooh, okay. Well, I just have to do that again, but you got to admit, that was pretty wacky to not see Ghalta getting close to halfway through the deck. I had to use Archdruid's Charm just simply to grab it. Alright. We'll aim to do that again, and keep in mind, I can do something very, very nice. Archdruid's Charm can exile the Darksteel Citadel. If I haven't used it and they've spent some mana, they made Darksteel Citadel a creature, or even if it's just an artifact, I can simply get rid of it. Exile, goes past, or doesn't care about indestructible. You can't destroy something, but you can exile something that is indestructible. So we'll keep that in mind. We'll look out for that. Okay. Let's do it again. Alright. 1-1. Of course, we could just be dead again. This opponent could get their nut draw. That's not gonna. It's not gonna be good at all. That's a lot better. Absolutely. I'm tempted. Nah, we gotta send Ghalta to the bottom. I may want Carnage Tyrant on turn 4. Just as a blocker, they can't counter it, they can't target it. It could deter some aggression, although the Ginger Brute is... well, it's not going to be good. Yeah. Go with Castle Garenbrig next turn. Sylvan Scrying, maybe to grab something, I hope. Hopefully they spend some mana. Okay, good. Ooh, we got Ghalta back. Beautiful. Sunken? Not sunken? You know what? Cavern of Souls. Get the counter spell protection. Overgrown Tomb can enter untapped, and that can still get me my 3 green I need for Archdruid's Charm. Maintaining that, Archdruid's Searching, putting Sunken onto the battlefield. That's good. I just like the protection of Cavern. Because I only have 1, or I might have 2. I've lost track, but just getting the Cavern there. But we will cast it with Overgrown. Don't worry. I do have to shock myself unless I draw a forest, but I'll take it. I'm okay with that. But maybe not. We'll find out. Would they have... You know what? We'll wait. I sense they have whatchamacallit, the stubborn something or other. Try and see if they use up that blue. Okay. I think Inti's gonna crew the smuggler's copter. We'll wait and see. Then we'll take out the ginger brood. I'm not taking 5. Yeah, no, can't do it. Shrapnel blast, not fun. Not fun. They'd give it haste or whatever. I'd take 5 this turn and they could make it unblockable next turn, and yeah, I think that's safer. Even though I can't cast Carnage Tyrant next turn, we'll see. Drawing a Sunken would be pretty nice. It is a pretty aggressive deck. I could do some good things against it, but just in general, aggressive decks would have a pretty good chance against this particular variation of dinosaurs. And there's that Shrapnel Blast. Ooh. But they can't cast it. 5 in the air. Yeah, no, we can't even play anything that turn. Boom. That's how she goes. Lovely. Even without the potential of Shrapnel Blast. But I've faced opponents like this using this deck, and they've gone Shrapnel Blast, 2 of them in their hands. I thought it was safe. I'm at like 9 or 10. Boom. Back to back. After a big creature has attacked, the Ginger Brute, possibly enchanted with the Ensoul artifact, hits me for a good chunk, and then Shrapnel. Ugh. Can't win them all, but you can at least try to do very devastating, ruthless aggression. Let's open up a pack. Mid-stream pack opening. Something good. Kellen joins up. I won't ever be in that color combination, probably. Although those legendary enchantments from Outlaws of Thunder Junction seem to be pretty good. Tiny Bones joins up is potentially pretty nasty, and Mono Black Waste Knot discard. Ooh, yeah, Hypercord, huh? I've faced it often enough that it doesn't necessarily surprise me. I know that spell is coming up whenever I face Izzet Ensoul artifacts, which hasn't been for a little while now, but yeah. It is a little bit different. It's like a painted sort of something. Yeah. It's different. It's different for sure. Oh, the opponent has mulliganed a little bit. Maybe their mono green devotion mulliganing for Leyline of the Guild Pact. Hoping to supercharge Nykthos. Or some interesting combo sort of variation. Well, we got Sunken at the very least. We will have 3 on turn 3 with that Stomping Ground. Okay, well. Oh. Vampires, some sort of aristocrats, sacrificing creatures, but paying 2 to put a counter, paying 2 to sacrifice a creature and put a counter on each vampire. That's going to get out of control a little bit. Yeah, this should be interesting. Painful for me, I would imagine. Oh boy. Good old mono black vampires. That's going to be my bet. Cheat in, you know, the Vein Ripper off of Sorin, Imperious Bloodlord. Hopefully not. Well, they don't have counter spells. Well, you know what? Let's get Kiora down. Yeah, let's do it. If I got Castle Garenbrig next turn, I could make 8. It's too bad I don't have Ghalta. That'd be pretty lovely. Tap Sunken, untap it, tap it. For 4, Ziatoras and Stomping. Boom. Plus the castle. Oh, lovely. Turn 4 Ghalta Stampede Tyrant. Pretty hard to beat. I might just cycle Ziatora's Proving Ground, but we'll see. I would imagine a Sylvan Scrying or Archdruids or Castle itself, like I was mentioning, and like it happened. I drew that Archdruids. We'll get there. At the very least, I could cast Roxanne, Starfall Savant, and that's probably what I'm going to do. Veto. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. I think we might have a... they got a... Okay. Actually, this is very, very nice indeed. Cavern, 100%. Tap that for a red. Untap. Play Roxanne to take out Knight of the Ebon Legion and make the Meteorite token and draw a card. Fine by me. Fine by me. Cousin Veto. Yeah. Well, okay. Oh, and we got Ghalta, so things are getting interesting. Yeah. Cousin Veto, though. Yeah. Oh my. I drew Ghalta. Yes. Oh my. Whoa. Folks. Bing, bang, boom. Oh, and I drew Palani's Hatcher off to get hate. I'm tongue-tied. Ooh, baby. There you go. Smoked.
Call an ambulance! Call an ambulance! But not for me!
Smoked. Out of the water. No chance. Yeah, I'll just attack and make another token and ping him for another 2. No Sorin. But this opponent sure is snoring. There you go.
Unforgivable!
Phew. Man, oh, that is so good. It's perfect. Kiora helping to draw into the castle a little bit sooner, or the Archdruids to get the castle. Maybe this opponent is not... I don't know. It's lovely stuff, though. Having something that draws a card off of Ghalta Stampede Tyrant. That's basically like the clip I made today, the 45-second or so clip. I had the Kiora down, I played Ghalta, and with that one trigger, before Ghalta's resolved, I drew the Palani's Hatcher, which also got put onto the battlefield and gave everybody haste where it wouldn't have otherwise. So, yeah, I love it. They sure are sore now. Maybe this opponent is really sore because they're one win away from getting into Mythic and they're mad. How am I losing to this? This is not right. Dinosaurs should never do anything deadly. So deadly as this. What's going on? Yeah. Now the question becomes, they have Vein Ripper. Absolutely. They must have Sorin. We just got fortunate We didn't see the Vein Ripper. That has to be a guarantee whenever anybody is in vampires. Yeah, dinosaurs eat just about anything. Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully we just do it again. The Ley Line of Sanctity, plus pick your poison, maybe. Topiary Stomper, don't really need that. Roxanne was pretty good, but I think we'll trim that. I'll just go with pick your poison now. I was thinking Ley Line of Sanctity, but I'll see how pick your poison feels against this particular opponent. Anybody with the Vein Ripper. Leave Ley Line of Sanctity more pretty much for the mono black Waste Not opponents, but also the World Souls Rage, Scape Shift, Splunking combo. Sacrificing a bunch of lands, searching their library, and putting those lands that they search for onto the battlefield untapped. Scape Shift puts them onto the battlefield tapped, but Splunking makes them untapped, and it could be Lotus Fields, and then they tap it for a bunch of mana, and they just recycle and they pop off until they get enough for a lethal World Souls Rage, sinking however much they need to into X. One shot. Not great. Yeah. That hand, speaking of not great, is about as bad as it could possibly be. I'll move my mouse over to the left side just so I don't accidentally press keep. Oh, what's going on here? Okay, we'll try another mulligan. 3 Ghaltas and 3 Ghaltas. You never know what you're going to get, I guess. Well, that's much better. Ghalta would probably go with Thoughtseize. You know what? I kind of want to keep Ghalta. Send Regisaur and Palani's Hatcher. Let's do it. Let's do it. What shuffler problem? You see the shuffler being good and not good. You get everything, as you should. An accurate representation. More random than in-person shuffling by hand. Less bias, or whatever they say. Sadly, losing that Archdruids. Maybe I should have listened to my gut and done Ley Line of Sanctity. Stopping the duress and the eventual Thoughtseize. As long as I get off Sylvan's... Oh, good. Good. We got the Sylvan Scrying. Lovely to have it replaced, and now, boom, all of a sudden, 6 on turn 4, 7 on turn 5, and Vein Ripper on turn 3. Not Vein Ripper on turn 3. Wow. Huh. That's alright by me. Oh, okay. Alright, 8 mana on turn 5. Okay, that's... Oh. Hey, at the very least, I can play anything I draw from now until the end of the game. Oh, boy. Yep, there you go. Hopefully they don't have Shieldred's Edict coming in hot. Not? Oh. Anything. Next turn I can make... Oh!
I am inevitable. What? You did it!
Alright. Well, not much more to say about that. As it happens to me, as many of you have seen or experienced. We've all experienced it. You get into bad streaks. It's hard to stay positive in those moments for sure, but you persevere. Eventually you'll hit a streak where it's good, or it mellows out, or you make some tweaks that make the deck that much better. Oh my goodness. But I think we'll leave it there for tonight, Keith. anybody else watching right now later on, my parents are still over sleeping in the guest room here, so I'll end it a little bit shorter. But that was a perfect example. All the matches pretty much. Yeah. I'll let them get into the guest room and get to bed sooner. And one day I'll have my own room where I can do this separate of everybody and do it more and continue to devastate with dinosaurs. Thanks for that, Hypercord, and anybody else watching right now, later on. Hopefully you have success with dinosaurs, or if you play a different deck, at least enjoy yourself. Yeah. All right. Hope you had a good weekend, or have a good Monday if you're driving to work, if you're already asleep, and peace. Yes. See you later.